Pregame.com.
Mountain West Conference basketball. It's Nevada at New Mexico. The Lobos laying 13, total sitting at 128. This game tips off at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's a Marco D'Angelo best bet, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Marco, I wanted to say that not often are you going to find a team that ranks like 282nd shooting-wise and about 193rd from area code 3, yet they're 18-3 straight up. That's describing the New Mexico Lobos. Different, though, results at the Pit. Nasty place to play. It has been through a few coaches that have been there, not just under Steve Alford. They're as good, though, on the defensive end as some of those stats sound bad on the offensive end, and a lot of those bad stats come on the road, not necessarily in Albuquerque. And speaking of that, Nevada stinks at both ends of the court. What do you think about this one?
Well, taking a look at this game, and you know I like to look at situations, and for me, this is a horrible spot for Nevada. Nevada played this week, Tuesday night, here in Vegas. I was at the game at the Thomas and Mack, and that's a huge game for Nevada. This is a rivalry, and this is one of those rivalries where I term it's a one-way rivalry. Right now, for basketball, UNLV, it's Reno, Nevada, Reno, they want to get excited about it, but they don't care about them.
Right. San
Diego State's more of a rival for UNLV in basketball than Nevada is. But Nevada, on the other hand, this is a huge game for them. They came in there, they hung with UNLV most of the game, and if you look at the final score, they were getting 13.5. They lose by 12. You say, hey, they were in this game, and if they can play with UNLV, they can go and play with a New Mexico team, which, as you said, has been having some trouble scoring points. So
away from home, they're averaging like 71 a game at home. But yeah.
Two games ago, they scored, I think it was 34 points on the road, and that was a very bad game for them. But Nevada, if you actually watched the game or broke down the statistics and looked at it, it's a very misleading final score. UNLV, every time they had the opportunity to start to push this game out, they would make mental mistake, have a turnover. They missed foul shots down the stretch in this game, and Nevada kept hitting three-pointers. Every time they were about on the cusp of getting blown out, you would get one of those trademark UNLV 3 to 4 minute where they don't score any points, that hit a couple threes, and all of a sudden it's a game again.
Wasn't it basically about a 24-point game as far as the victory margin was concerned that masqueraded as a 12-point final?
Basically it is. The biggest lead that UNLV ever got was like 14 or 15 points, but they always just self-destructed every time they got that lead. So I think we're getting line value with this game, and I think Nevada is going to come up flat in this game.
We're going to make it official in just a second. I was going to mention that the Wolfpack allow their hosts on the road 44% shooting, included about 38% from area code 3. Meanwhile, they only make about 5 out of every 20 three-pointers they take on the road. They're terrible on the glass, Nevada. And there's a stat that a lot of guys don't really talk about. It's one of the things I like to look at. At home, New Mexico averages 28 free throw attempts per game. They make 20. Their guests at the Pit, they make about 10 free throws per game on about 15 attempts. 13 more attempts per game on average, 10 more points per game scored on average from the charity stripe. You're going to give them 10 points out of the blocks almost on average when you play at the Pit, and I think it's really important. Besides, New Mexico 34-16-1 against the spread in their last 51. Dominant spread-wise on their home court against teams with losing road records. They just take care of business. This one's your best bet.
All right, guys, let's make this one official. I am going with New Mexico. I think we're getting a great line. 13's too low in this game. They should be, in my opinion, 15, 16-point favorite here. My numbers have them winning the game by 19. And I'm going to go back to the Tuesday night game with Nevada Reno. They went into that game. They were down 12 points late in the game. And UNLV, they missed 4 foul shots in the final 2 minutes of the game. Mike Moser goes for a dunk, showboating, bangs it off the back rim. Another 2 points left on the floor. And then the other guy, I forget his name right now, does a behind his back in the lane pass that goes out of bounds. The other guy wasn't even.
So you didn't really enjoy the game too much, did you?
No, I did not. And I was not happy with the final 2 minutes of that game because I did have UNLV laying the 13.5. I'm coming back. I'm going against Nevada. They're going to be flat after the big effort because they were chasing UNLV the whole game. They were trying to play catch up the entire game, spent a lot of energy. You don't want to go into the Pit after playing your rival. I think this will be a blowout. I've got New Mexico by 19 or more. That's my video best bet.
Good stuff from Marco D'Angelo. Best bet on the New Mexico Lobos. When we come back, we head to the Big East, St. John's and Georgetown. Stick around for that and more right here at pregame.tv.